We've reached the final week of the regular season, and Morgantown's challenges continue. The Mohegans tonight taking on Linsly, the Linsly Academy, 8-1, and for the Cadets, this is their championship game. With a win tonight, Linsly can clinch the OVAC Class AAA crown for the first one since 2017. For Morgantown, it's simple. Win, and you give yourself a shot at playing at home next week, although you will need a little bit of help. Dave Wilson, John Hallbreder. John, first of all, coming off the emotional win over University a week ago, Morgantown has to regroup tonight and take on a very, very good Linsly team.
Yeah, they do, Dave. And, this has been going on all year. They've had tough games week after week after week. They've had very few times where they played somebody that, I can take it easy tonight. They've played a very difficult schedule. It continues tonight. They really have to forget about the Mohawk Bowl last week and the great win because there's a lot of things in front of them. And a win tonight is really important because a loss certainly drops you back down to play against somebody that you probably don't want to play against in the first round.
A loss likely sends you to the Eastern Panhandle next week, and we've done that too many times. We'll hear from the head coach of the Mohegans, Sean Beiser, when we return. Morgantown getting set to take on Linsly. Midfield momentarily. Teams getting ready to take the field. Week 11. Hard to believe we're here already, John.
It is crazy. Ben, it has gone so quickly.
All right, talked to Joe Mercado earlier this week. He was crunching the numbers. We were talking a little bit earlier. Here's the simplified playoff scenario. You win tonight if you're Morgantown. You have a chance. You're going to need some help to get into the top 8, particularly when you look at Princeton sitting there, currently at number 8. Princeton is taking on Parkersburg South, so you need Princeton to lose. You probably need Musselman in front of you to also lose to crack that top 8. So you got to win first. Need a little bit of help, maybe some luck on your side. Could set yourself up for a home game next week.
Yeah, you could. It's close. And the other thing we don't mention about Linsly, they're considered AA.
Yep.
Although, the 6 wins, 7 wins?
They're 8-1.
8 wins.
And I think there's 6 bonus points out of that.
So you're at 15, which is a 3-win AAA team. So you're not getting beat up too bad if you do that. So you get those 15 points, get a couple more bonus points, 17, and see what happens.
The flip side of that, if Morgantown were to come up on the short end tonight, you probably fall back to the neighborhood of 14-15. Again, it'll depend on who wins down at the bottom of the bracket, but you could end up going to the Eastern Panhandle next weekend. You could end up in the Kanawha Valley, could end up in the Tri-State. So that's a lot of things to figure out. We'll figure out most of them by the end of the night tonight.
Yeah. Now, if there's some upsets if there's upsets behind you, well, if you lose, that kind of helps you. It keeps you, instead of 14-15, might get you to 13.
Woodrow Wilson, which is currently back at 14. They're playing George Washington, which is at number 6. It's interesting. Obviously, University's at Spring Mills tonight. Cabell Midland's taking on Riverside. So some of the matchups there to keep an eye on this evening. Also, that South Princeton game, one to watch. Musselman has to go to Parkersburg. It's a long trip. It's at Stadium Field. I'd favor the Applemen, but again, it's week 11. Who knows?
They got smoked last week, so who knows?
Morgantown wins the coin toss. Mohegans elect to defer, and Linsly will get the ball to start the game. Our conversation with Coach Sean Beiser just a moment ago is a courtesy of HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Couldn't ask for a better November evening here.
September?
Yeah, it feels like September. 68 degrees, clear skies at kickoff, and we're going to fall all the way to the mid-60s by the time this one wraps up. Pre-game weather brought to you by Lang Monument, family-owned since 1874 in the Wharf District in Morgantown. Field conditions perfect here at Pony Lewis Field, nestled in the campus of Morgantown High. The artificial surface block red and blue end zones, and, of course, red MHS in the end zones. Caldwell Banker Alliance Realty, buying or selling local knowledge and national resources. Morgantown will kick it away left to right. Aiden Steyer will do the honors. Mohegans in the royal blue jerseys. Gray pants tonight, trimmed out in red and blue. And, of course, the white helmet with a red block M. Linsly, black and orange. White jerseys, black numbers, trimmed out in orange. They'll go black pants tonight with the black helmets. They've worn that uniform a lot this year, John. One game on campus for Linsly. Technically had 2 home games this year. The other was played up at West Liberty University.
Yeah, they're used to being on the road.
Nathan Coleman is back deep to return for the Cadets. Steyer will kick it left to right. Kickoff is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Cooling, the area's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. Week number 11, Morgantown 6-3. Linsly 8-1. Steyer has it teed up and ready to go, puts a foot into it, and will drive it down to the 4-yard line where Coleman will return it. He's up across the 10, 15, 20, and gets out to the 25-yard line where he's consumed by the coverage team at the 26.
Yeah, good kick, good coverage to begin with. And we'll see the quickness of Linsly here tonight.
They're led by the junior quarterback, Atlee Cowan, 2,300 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 9 picks on the year. His running back is Alex Taylor. They'll go 3 and 4 wide most of the time with Jalik Johnson, Nathan Coleman, Montefiore and Luca DiLorenzo. 3 receivers go left of Atlee on 1st and 10 from the 26. He takes the snap, turns and hands to his tailback, Taylor. And Taylor gets ahead for 2 to the 28-yard line. Wrapped up by Caleb Nutter. Morgantown will have Coleman Neal, Braylon Brown, Seth Burke, and Malik Mbeyo across the front. Broderick Washington, Caleb Nutter, Hank Marlin, the linebackers. Powell and Mallett are your corners. Drew Bozick is back in the lineup tonight at safety, along with A.J. Thomas on the back end. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Taylor. And we have flags down before the snap.
Procedure against Linsly. Drop him back 5.
False starts. You are correct. All right, you're off to a good start tonight, John.
I am. Game time.
5-yard penalty will make it 2nd and 13. Starting lineup, a courtesy of Rex Road Heating and Cooling, keeping Morgantown comfortable for over 80 years. And
so we have an equipment issue.
Yep, they're going to send Colin Paul off. And checking back in will be Jaileek Johnson. Cowan, a big guy, 6'2", 175 pounds. Getting some interest. He was actually at WVU a couple of weeks ago for a campus visit. Drawn some interest from Ohio, among other Division I teams. He's in the pistol with Taylor behind him. 3 receivers to his right on 2nd and 13. Takes the snap, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, fires across the middle. The pass incomplete. Looking for Montefiore, the 6'3 junior. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Yeah, the initial receiver he was looking for was covered, so he stepped up a little bit and a little sidearm flick off target. If you're Morgantown, you're happy with this 3rd and long, but you got to see if you can get him off the field.
3 receivers left of the formation, DiLorenzo, Johnson, and Coleman with Atlee in the pistol. He takes the snap, drops to throw, looks over the middle, has DiLorenzo, and the pass is in and out of his hands, incomplete. A little bit low. DiLorenzo had to go down to try to make the catch. It falls incomplete, and Linsly goes 3 and out on its opening possession.
Yeah, that's a break from Morgantown. He was open, underthrown a little bit, as you said, low into the ground. Morgantown gets what they needed, a 3 and out, and should get good field position.
Keon Mallett and Bobby Powell are back to return. Snap back, and the punt is away, and it is a pretty good one. It'll be fielded by Mallett at his 43. Mallett gets a block to the near side, breaks a tackle at the 40. He's in Linsly territory, down to the 30. He'll return it all the way down to the 28-yard line. Keon Mallett with the 20-yard return. Morgantown, great field position to start this drive at 10:51 to go.
Yeah, the good thing with Mallett, what he did there is playing center field. He ran up underneath the ball and really was at full speed when he caught the football. That enabled him to get by the initial surge and then found a lane down the sideline, and Morgantown's in business. Got to do something with this.
Maddox Bowers will lead the troops to the line. He'll be in the gun with Nutter on his left tip, Washington wing to the left, Ullum to the right, and Keir split wide left of the formation on 1st and 10. It's Ullum motioning right to left. Buck sweep going to the far side. He'll get a block, turn up field, and Linsly strings it out pretty darn well. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but certainly no more.
Yeah, nice job by Linsly, as you said, really able to string that out. They couldn't get the block sustained to get him turned downfield, and Morgantown just kind of went down the line of scrimmage with Linsly and no gain.
Call it 2nd and 10. Ball is spotted on the 27-yard line. Bowers from under center will give to Broderick Washington coming near side, and he can't find any place to go. Bottled up by Neary Weiner. That's probably Weiner. Well, it's spelled that way. No gain on the play, so Morgantown looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like that time he really should have tried to get outside, but he tried to go back up inside where all the traffic was.
Well, Eagles will go I formation in the backfield. Nutter the fullback. Powell the setback on 3rd and 10. Bowers from under center will play action. Rolls out to his right. Floats it downfield. He's looking for DeProspero. It's off his hands and incomplete. DeProspero ended up double covered on the play. Had Dimitrowski and Alex Taylor back on the tight end. So it's going to be 4th and 9, call it, at the 27-yard line. 4th and 10.
The unfortunate thing there is he had him early. If he would have seen him early, he had him wide open, but by the time he waited, the two safeties were able to recover.
Morgantown to go for it. Bowers under center, sends power motion right to left. They'll give it to A.J. Thomas on the counter to the near side. Thomas gets inside the 25, down to the 22, but that is going to be nowhere near a first down. He picks up 4. Morgantown will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, kind of is what we saw last week. Lots of people in the box here tonight for Linsly. They're running a 6-2. They've got 8 men inside the box and the safeties at 7. So they've got 10 people within 7-8 yards of the line of scrimmage.
So Morgantown squanders the good field position. Linsly gets it back at its own 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Atlee in the pistol. Taylor behind him, takes the snap, fires across the middle, and it's too far out in front of DiLorenzo, incomplete. Hank Marlin on the coverage.
Yeah, so far misfiring a little bit. Just he's not on target. That's the benefit of Morgantown.
And we got a penalty long after the play, and I think it's going to be sideline warning on the Cadets. Linsly, you look down the schedule, and they've won some close ones this year. 3-point win against Fort Fry. That was the first time Fort Fry has lost at home since 2017. Beat Steubenville by 1. Beat Dover, Ohio by 1. The only blemish on the schedule, a 3-point loss to Fairmont Senior. So it's 2nd and 10. Linsly at its 22. 4 receivers wide right of Atlee, all by himself in the shotgun. Shotgun snap, quarterback draw. He'll go up the middle. Morgantown covers it up. Braylon Brown on the tackle. Gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Well, another opportunity for Morgantown to see if they can get them off the field. Got to take advantage of these opportunities, see if they can get a stop here and get the ball back.
9:15 first quarter. No score. Linsly went 3 and out. Morgantown went 4 and out on his first possession. Atlee in the gun with Taylor the pistol back. 3 receivers right. Shotgun snap back. Looking to throw. Nobody open. Atlee will take off and run with it. Flag thrown. And Atlee gets rocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Late flags fly. And I think this is all going to come back, and we're going to do it again.
Well, we've got holding at the line of scrimmage, and we have a defenseless player hit.
And then you have a hit out of bounds, right?
No.
You don't think that was?
Nope.
I think there are 3.
Okay.
You think that's?
I think those
are the 2 flags are on the same one over here.
Okay. I think the 2 flags are on the defenseless player.
All right. Well, you're off to a good start. We'll see how you do here. And the officials coming over to the Morgantown sideline.
You might be right. No, he's going to ask him what he wants
to Beiser and see what he wants to do. It was close. It was close. Atlee went out of bounds at the 33. It would be enough for a first down, but there's certainly a holding penalty. Yeah. I know that for a fact.
I would tell you that the defenseless hit would have taken the eyes off the late hit out of bounds because it happened right behind the runner. Mm-hmm. So you see that hit, you throw the flag. You're kind of looking and see if the kid's okay because it was – it's one of those blindside blocks. So this is, I would assume they'll take the holding penalty.
Well, we'll get the call here. Because the holding penalty is going to be 10 from it puts you back at around the 12-yard line. So holding on Linsly. That's going to be on Aiden Christ. Personal foul on Linsly. That's the late hit, or the defenseless player, as you said. That penalty is declined, and ball is pushed back to the 13-yard line, and we'll play 3rd down again.
And that's declined because the 15-yard penalties from the spot.
Right.
And the better take is the hold.
All right, you're 2 for 2. Not bad. So it'll be 3rd and 20 after the penalty. Atlee will have 3 receivers to his right. Taylor is the pistol tailback, and Morgantown's Jumpy on the left side.
And they're going to give him 5 of it back, but
I believe that was Seth Burke, the big 300-pound senior, getting a little over-eager. You get 330 pounds moving forward, it's hard to stop.
All right. Speaking of stops, we need one.
DiLorenzo, the explosive receiver, in tight to a 3-receiver set to the right of Atlee in the pistol gun. One receiver into the boundary on 3rd and 15. Atlee takes the snap, looking left, floats it down the near side. Ball in the air, incomplete through the hands of his intended receiver, Nathan Coleman. Tight coverage by A.J. Thomas and Keon Mallett, and Linsly will go 3 and out and punt again.
Yeah, coverage was. He didn't turn and look at the ball, but the coverage was there, and the ball was just thrown high enough that unable to come down with it. All is good.
Powell and Mallett are back deep to return. Mallett had a good return, over 20 yards on his first punt. Morgantown should get good field position again. Kevin Stanzi will punt it away. Snap right on the money. Stanzi gets an end-over-end kick away. It'll be fielded by Mallett at the 48. He's across midfield, dances at the 45 to the 40, and is dropped there. A 12-yard return by Keon Mallett. Morgantown will start in Linsly territory again with 8:42 to go in the first quarter.
Well, once again, another golden opportunity. You're 10 yards further back, but see if you can find a way. I mean, they've got one look, and they come out in a 4, but they start walking linebackers up.
Washington and Keir are split wide left of the formation. Nutter the wing to the left. He'll get the handoff. Buck sweep coming to the near side. He finds a seam. Nutter stutter step at the 35. Dives across the 30 down to the 28. He'll pick up 12, and Morgantown moves the sticks for the first time.
Yeah, Nutter did a good job that time. You really got to go north and south. They're too quick laterally. You just got to keep getting what you can get.
Mohegan's back on the ball. Nutter, wing left. He'll get the carry again. Buck sweep coming to the near side. He squares his shoulders. Gets downfield for 4, maybe 5. They'll spot him at the 24, so call it a gain of 4.
Well, a little better job so far moving the football this time. They've spread him out a little bit. By going to the doubles and getting them spread out, it pulls a couple people out of the box.
Bowers will go under center. Nutter is behind him, the setback. Washington wing right. Thomas is to the left. Washington motions right to left. Quick handoff to Nutter. He's hit immediately, but will still get ahead for a couple of yards. He was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Roy Gerson. Got a yard. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, 2 down territory here, you'd think, for Coach Beiser.
7:33 and counting in the first quarter. No score. Morgantown at Linsly's 23-yard line. Looking at 3rd and 5. Keir split wide right. Bowers from the shotgun. He'll motion Thomas left right. They'll bring it to the near side. Thomas hit and dropped in the backfield. Jamie Riedel slashing through the Morgantown offensive line. Drops Thomas back at the 27-yard line. Loss of 4. Now Morgantown's facing 4th and 9.
Not really what they're looking for. They struggle in these 3rd and longs, 4th and longs. So hopefully,
Keir and Powell will be wide left of the formation. Thomas is a wing right. Bowers in the gun on 4th and 9 at the Linsly 27. Thomas motions right to left. He's now on the left side of the field. Bowers pumps fakes. Nobody open, and he'll overthrow Jacob Keir over in the left flat. Incomplete, and Morgantown will turn it over on downs for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, maybe if you're going to do that, you might as well throw it deep and take a shot, see if you get a penalty, see if you get even if you interception, it works like a punt. But once again, Morgantown unsuccessful twice in a row with very good field position.
Linsly takes over at its own 27. No score. 6:42 first quarter. Atlee in the shotgun. He's 0 for 4 to start the game. He's got 3 receivers to his right. He'll hand it off to Alex Taylor, and Taylor bangs his way up the middle. Taylor across the 30 all the way out to the 36-yard line. He'll pick up 9 on the carry.
Yeah, this is the bad thing for Morgantown is you've had 2 great possessions on their side of the field. You have anything to show for it.
Linsly back on the ball. Trip receivers left of Atlee. Pistol tailback is Taylor. Snap back, give it to Taylor. He will bang forward, bounces off a defender, gets the first down, still on his feet out to the 40. Give him the 41. He picks up 6 tough yards. And they'll spot him at the 40. 5 tough yards. And Linsly moves the sticks for the first time. Thomas on the tackle for the Mohegans. 1st and 10, Linsly at its own 40. Halfway through the first quarter, no score. Atlee is in the gun. Trip receivers left. Nobody to the right. They'll sling it out to DiLorenzo on the near side. He'll get a block, trying to get to the sideline. Morgantown corrals him at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 5.
Linsly's starting to have some success here.
DiLorenzo, leading receiver, 936 yards on 37 catches, 11 touchdowns this year for the Cadets. He'll be the slot receiver, tight of the formation to the right this time. I'll give it to Stanzi. His first carry will get a yard, maybe 2. He's wrapped up down on that defensive interior by Morgantown's Braylon Brown. Third down coming up, about 3 yards to go for Linsly. Ball on the, just touching the 47-yard line, near midfield, 4:50 to go, first quarter, no score. Linsly facing third and about 3.5. Atlee's in the gun. He's got double-doubles in the formation. Shotgun snap back, steps up, floats it downfield. He's got a man on the far side. It's DiLorenzo. The pass is incomplete. Off his fingertips on the far side. He was blanketed by Bozick. And we've got a penalty flag down around midfield.
This is illegal man downfield. He was covered up. Morgantown will decline, and Linsly's going to be able to flip the field a little bit, but going to get another. Well, I think they'll punt. You never know. Today's world, the world has changed.
They had a weird formation a moment ago. They left a tackle uncovered on the right side. Looks like they might keep the offense out here. Head coach B.J. Depew took over in 2006, and he's been pretty darn successful. 104 wins, 61 losses, an OVAC championship in 2017, and he'll flip the field and send the punter out. So Stanzi will punt for the third time tonight. Bobby Powell is the lone man, sent back deep to return for the Mohegans. Stanzi will kick it. Powell awaiting at his own 20. It's going to be a fake, and Stanzi completes it. It's out to the right side to Field. Field across the 40, inside the 30, all the way down to the Morgantown 16-yard line. Linsly rolls the dice, goes with the fake punt, and it is a big pickup all the way down. Spot it on Morgantown's 18-yard line is where they'll officially spot the football. A 35-yard gain on the fake punt. Atlee from the gun gives to Taylor, the pistol back, and Taylor hit at the line of scrimmage, will be stopped there. Bottom of the pile, Broderick Washington for the Mohegans. Got a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. 3:40 and counting here in the first quarter, no score, but Linsly threatening for the first time at Morgantown 17. Atlee with 3 receivers left. DiLorenzo's in the middle of that trio, and movement before the snap. Everybody but the center, Landon Blakely, was moving on 1. Blakely was going on 2. The 5-yard penalty will back up Linsly, and will make it 2nd down and 14 yards to go. Second and 14, Linsly at the Morgantown 22-yard line after the fake punt. 4 receivers, everybody in tight. Taylor to the left of Atlee Cowan in the shotgun. Cowan takes the snap, under pressure, floats it out to Taylor, open in the flat, makes the catch. He's at the 20, stiff arm of the 15, bounces off a tackler at the 10, still fighting for yards at the 5. He's down to the 3. Penalty flags fly in. That's going to be a face mask on the Mohegans. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cadets.
Yeah, you can see how big and strong they are. Able to just kind of bully their way in and now set themselves up deep inside the 5.
This should be down around the 1. I mean, half the distance from the 2. It's a personal foul face mask, but there's just nowhere to go at that point. It's a 16-yard gain. And first and goal for the Cadets. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Ball on the 1. On the near hash mark, DiLorenzo will go under center. Full house backfield. He'll take the snap. He will fight. Little sneak up the middle. No signal. Touchdown, Cadets. A late call, but DiLorenzo going from under center, the quarterback sneak. And Linsly on the board with 2:47 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, good push up front. Official waited to come into the end zone, see if he could see the ball over the line. And Linsly takes advantage of the fake punt and gets 6 on the board.
Santiago Graneros on to attempt the extra point. He's made 31 this season. And he's got range, by the way. Snap back, and the extra point up, and good by a mile. 2:47 to go, first quarter. It's Linsly 7, Morgantown nothing. Linsly, John, takes advantage of that fake punt to put points on the board.
Yeah, and you know, something you kind of expect. I'm sure Coach Boz and them were expecting it. It's hard to stop sometimes. It's kind of the way it's going. Everybody nowadays is not afraid to go for it on fourth down. You're at the 50, and I was a little surprised he even went into punt formation because the defense, Morgantown, only has like 1 first down. They've stopped them inside their side of the field twice. So not surprising they went for it. Able to convert it, pays off for them, and they get 6.
It's a 6-play, 73-yard drive, highlighted by the conversion with the fake punt, and Linsly takes the 7-0 lead.
Yeah, Morgantown's got to figure out something offensively, see if they can put a drive together, see if they can answer this.
Morgantown has squandered great field position on its first 2 drives of the game, starting inside Linsly territory, but so far the offense has been stuck in neutral. Morgantown had a tough time last week against University in the Mohawk Bowl, really getting that offense going. It took about a quarter and a half to get things cranked up.
Yeah, it really did. And the problem tonight is very physical defense, and they flow very well. They're quick to the ball. Morgantown it's taking them a little bit of time to try and figure all this out.
Graneros has it teed up on the far hash mark. Morgantown has Mallett and Powell back deep to return. Graneros gets a foot into it. It'll be Mallett from the 2. Mallett up across the 10, 15, 20, trying to get to the outside. Sidesteps the defender at the 25 and is wrapped up and dropped at the 29-yard line. 2:41 to go, first quarter. Morgantown down 7-0.
Well, let's see if they have an answer. See if they can put something together here, put a drive.
Andrew Ferris into the game for the first time. He's wide receiver, wide right of the formation. Powell is a wing to the right. Ullum back in, wing left. Nutter on the right hip of Bowers. They'll give it to Ullum, sweeping to the near side, trying to get the edge. He cuts back against the grain, and he runs into a defender at the 30. Raymond Kowaleski on the tackle. Gain of 2 for Ullum. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Linsly just flows so well. You think maybe you could cut back inside those blocks, and when you cut back in, there's a linebacker or a lineman that's kind of pursued laterally across the line of scrimmage. They're waiting on you.
Ullum had a 25-yard touchdown run last week against the Hawks, his first of the season. 2nd and 8. Ullum motions right to left. Bowers takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He floats it downfield. He's got a man. It's Ferris at the 35. He makes the catch and is dragged down at the Linsly 26-yard line. Big pass play, Bowers to Ferris.
Yeah, great play. One-on-one coverage out there on the edge. He's able to get by him on a little skinny post. Bowers delivers the ball beautifully, and Morgantown's in business again.
It's a 45-yard pass play. Morgantown back on the ball. Bowers from the gun. Ferris is split wide right. Ball on the far hash. The give to A.J. Thomas. He'll cut it up the middle. He's smacked at the line of scrimmage by Jamie Riedel. Give him a yard.
Yeah, once again, trying to cut back up inside. There's just always somebody standing there.
2nd and 9 at the Linsly 25-yard line. Bowers from the gun. Washington is split wide right of the formation. Nutter will run the buck sweep to the near side. He squares the shoulders, drives down to the 22, where he runs into defensive end Wyatt Haynes. It's a gain of 3. Morgantown's looking at 3rd and a long 6, closer to 7 here, with time winding inside a minute to go in the quarter. Ball on the 22. Bowers takes the snap. He drops to throw. Floats near side. Looking for the tight end to Prospero. Makes the catch at the 10 on the corner route. It'll be 1st and goal, Mohegans, after the 12-yard pass play.
Yeah, great catch by the Prospero as he goes up and gets it. It's pretty good coverage, but able to hang on to the football. And Morgantown converts on 3rd down.
Put the ball down on the 10. 1st and goal, Mohegans. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Yeah.
Morgantown has to run at least one play here. They'll go stick eye, Bridgeport style, with Nutter, Ullum, and Washington in the backfield. The give is to Washington. Big hole right side. Stiff arm of the 5. Washington walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Mohegans. 10-yard touchdown run by Broderick Washington. His 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and Morgantown can tie it on the extra point.
Yeah, great answer and great blocking up front. That time they got everybody sealed in, got the end kicked out in a big lane for Washington to go through.
Steyer will attempt the extra point. Snap down. Steyer's extra point is good. And with 5.3 seconds to go in the first quarter, we are tied 7 apiece. That was the answer John Morgantown needed after the Linsly scoring drive.
Yeah, they really did, and they did it through the air, which is kind of what Linsly's given them. They've got man coverage everywhere.
Bridgeport style with Nutter, Ullum, and Washington in the backfield. The give is to Washington. Big hole right side. Stiff arm of the 5. Washington walks into the...
Good answer.
A 6-play, 71-yard drive. And the stick eye, something we haven't seen this year, but little birdie told me on Monday, John, we might see that wrinkle this week in the repertoire.
Well, it gives you an extra blocker at the point of contact, and they've got so many people there, but blocked very well there. And if you're Linsly, you've probably never seen it, at least not this year. I mean, you've probably seen in the past, but I guess Steubenville maybe.
Well, they'll run about anything over there. You know, Reno Sanchko.
Yeah. Whatever works is what he does.
7-all, with 5.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Back deep for the Cadets is Nathan Coleman. Steyer will tee it up, kick it left to right toward the cafeteria end of Pony Lewis Field. Steyer puts a right foot into it, drives it downfield. It'll be fielded by Stanzi at the 12-yard line. Stanzi trying to get back to the middle, find the wedge. He finds a hole. Stanzi out across the 30, has the 35, driving to the 40, still on his feet. He won't go down, and finally, it takes about 6 Mohegans to wrestle him down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, good, powerful return. Keeps his legs churning and moving. Morgantown's taking him up high. Nobody's coming in low. And able to get an extra 10 yards after the initial contact.
Linsly will have it 1st and 10 at their own 43 when we start the second quarter of action. Morgantown 7, Linsly 7. You're listening to Mohegan Football on WAJR. Start of the second quarter, Morgantown and Linsly tied at 7. Dave Wilson, John Hallbritter at Pony Lewis Field, maybe for the final time this season. Atlee from the gun takes the snap. They'll fake the handoff left, give it to Taylor, going the other direction. He gets around the left tackle. He's up across midfield and down to the Morgantown 46-yard line. That's plenty for a first down.
Yep, finding some running room now off the tackles, and they're big, strong runners, and they're also able to, they have good, quick feet cutting back against the grain. And
13-yard gain for the Cadets, 1st and 10 at Morgantown's 46-yard line. Field is wide right. Got double-doubles for Atlee Cowan in the shotgun. He hands it off to Taylor, off right tackle. He slips down to the 36. That's 10 more for the tailback for Linsly.
Yeah, just a nice cut at the line of scrimmage. Little sidestep cut, found an open hole.
Linsly has not run the ball a lot this year. Taylor, 83 carries on the season, 410 yards, 11 touchdowns. Had a big night against Fort Fry, Ohio, with 116 yards rushing. He's up to 40 here in the first half on 6 carries. He's in the pistol tailback again, and the snap back, and that's actually Nate Weiner. And Weiner's dropped for a loss back to the 40. They'll spot him at the 39. Marlin slashing in for Morgantown. Loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, a little stunt there. Marlin had it right away. He was through the line and met him at the handoff.
3rd and 3 for Linsly at Morgantown's 39-yard line. Taylor's back in there as the pistol back. DiLorenzo is in tight with 3 receivers right of the formation, 1 receiver left. Snap back to Cowan. He'll run the quarterback keeper to the right side. Cowan being chased, and he'll stutter step out of bounds very close to the line to gain. In fact, I think he's going to be a yard shy. He is. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, really could have gone forward to get it, but didn't want to get hit and stepped out of bounds. And, of course, this is a no-brainer here. They'll go for it. Plus, of course, they want to kick a field goal.
Santiago Graneros is good from 47. In fact, he had a 47-yard field goal against John Marshall last week, so maybe just a tick outside his range, but they're very close. Linsly will go for it, 4th and 1 at Morgantown's 37-yard line. Cowan in the gun, 3 receivers right, 1 left, takes the snap. Quarterback's going to run it to the right side. He'll have the first down by a yard. He ducked under Malik Mbeo and got down to the 35 for the first down.
Yeah, Morgantown brought an inside blitz. They ran outside. They were able to pick up the yard.
1st and 10, Linsly at Morgantown's 35. Just inside 10 to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. They bring in Colin Paul, an H-back left of the formation. Snap back to Cowan, play action, fires down the left side, and the pass is incomplete, and a flag flies on the near sideline.
Oh, this is illegal man downfield, covered up again.
Yep. The offender was Luca DiLorenzo, and you're right, he was covered up on the inside, which would have made the tackle eligible on the far side of the field, right?
Yeah.
So illegal man, 5-yard penalty, will back the football to the 40-yard line. And we'll replay it. First and 15 now for Linsly at Morgantown's 40. Field, receiver wide right of the formation. Paul, H-back right. DiLorenzo and Coleman are split left into the far boundary. Snap back to Cowan from the shotgun. Looks to throw. Nobody's there, so he'll tuck it and run with it, and he'll get a couple down to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, the good news is Morgantown's done a good job of containing him when he decides to run with the football.
DiLorenzo, split wide right. Cowan from the gun, takes the snap. They'll pitch it to Taylor, back to DiLorenzo, back to Cowan. He'll heave it downfield, looking for Coleman. The pass incomplete. Good downfield coverage by the safety, A.J. Thomas. And that's a good job, John, by Thomas to get his hands up and really just turn into a basketball defender.
Yep, and he really wasn't looking back, and that's good because they ran a double reverse flea flicker.
Double reverse flea flicker pass.
Yep. And Coma Neal was being held with a big old jersey full. I can't believe they didn't call it, but.
Linsly looking at 3rd and 12 at Morgantown's 33. 9:04 first half, game tied 7. Trip receivers right, 2 receivers stacked left. Cowan takes the shotgun snap. He's looking right. He's under pressure, flushed out of the pocket. He'll roll left, flips downfield. The pass incomplete. Short hopping his intended receiver on the far side, Nathan Coleman. Thomas on the coverage for the Mohegans. It'll be 4th and 12 from the 33.
Yeah, once again, good job by Thomas. Good coverage, and they had a shadow as he went out. Had somebody shadowing him, and maybe looks like they're going to try your field goal.
I beg your pardon, it's the 37-yard line. Once again, never trust the scoreboard. So they'll bring in DiLorenzo, who is not the usual punter.
Yeah,
he lines up in punt formation. Kier's going to drop back deep to return. Snap back to DiLorenzo, and he will punt it. Gets his left foot into it, and it's a good one. Spirals down, hits at the 15, bounces inside the 5, and Linsly does a remarkable job to get down there on that coverage, and the football will be downed at the 3. All right, maybe DiLorenzo's your short guy.
It must be just a little one of your pitching wedges. It didn't spin back. It just softly landed and went forward a little bit.
Second quarter, 8:50 to go. Game tied at 7. Morgantown will start deep in its own territory this time at its own 3-yard line.
Well, Morgantown's just going to try and get out of the back of their end zone.
This is the area of no mistakes. Bowers from under center sends Powell in motion left to right. They'll give it to Nutter, and he is whacked at the line of scrimmage. Jamie Riedel in on the stop for Linsly. No gain on the play.
Yeah, just running some stunts up front. He just sliced right in, read it, came right off the left guard, right where Nutter was trying to go.
So 2nd and 10 at the 3-yard line. Bowers under center again, same formation. Nutter is the deep back. They'll bring Ullum in motion left to right, give it to Nutter, and again, Linsly is got it all gummed up at the line of scrimmage, and again, it is Riedel. Kowaleski in there on the stop as well, so it's going to be 3rd and 10. Morgantown spinning its wheels at its own 3-yard line.
Yeah, almost forced to try and throw something quick and short.
7:56 first half, game tied 7 apiece. Kier is wide left of the formation. Ullum will be a wing right. You've got Nutter in the backfield and Powell, H-back to the left. Bowers from under center on 3rd down, takes the snap, quick throw to the near side, looking for Kier. Kier was not ready. Looked like Bowers was looking for the out. Kier was looking for the hitch. And Morgantown's going to go 3 and out. We'll have to punt it away on 4th down at its own 3.
Yeah, Bowers took like 2 steps and just let the ball go. And
well, you said quick.
I'd like the receiver to be looking at the ball first, but
it's helpful.
Or on the same page.
So Steyer is going to have to kick it with his heels on the back of the end zone. You've got Taylor and DiLorenzo awaiting the punt, and they are not deep. They are standing at about the 30-yard line.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is they're not very deep, and he can kick it farther than that.
Steyer take a couple of steps to his right, line drive it. It'll hit and skip and be fielded by Taylor at the 35. Taylor will get inside the 30, and Linsly is going to get great field position. We'll start this drive at the 28-yard line. 7:25 to go in the first half.
Well, Morgantown's defense is going to have to respond. This is potentially 4-down territory every time, and see if they can keep him out of the end zone. Maybe they can just keep him to 3.
Atlee Cowan from the shotgun. 3 receivers wide right. It's an unbalanced look to the left side. They'll give it to Taylor straight up the gut. He finds a seam. Taylor inside the 20, all the way down to the 16-yard line.
You know, if you're me watching this game, you said, Linsly likes to throw the ball. I think Linsly needs to run, and Morgantown needs to throw.
Well, that'd be a role reversal now, wouldn't it?
It is, but that's what I see is when Morgantown's going to have to loosen them up a little bit. They just have so many in the box.
It's a 12-yard gain for the Cadets. Down to the Morgantown 16, 1st and 10. 3 receivers right, H-back that direction. Cowan takes the snap. They'll pitch it coming to the near side. That's Stanzi. Stanzi, the C's part. Stanzi untouched into the end zone. 17-yard touchdown run for Kevin Stanzi, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and the Cadets go back in front.
Yep, just a little deep toss sweep. Big lane in front of him. Good blocking up front. Basically goes in untouched for 6.
Graneros on to attempt the extra point. Alex Taylor is the holder. Snap back, kick up, kick good. And with 6:49 to go in the first half, Linsly is back in front, 14-7. Cadets making quick work after the short field there, John.
Yeah, they really did. They just a couple plays right in, little toss sweep. Big blocking up front. They're very physical up front. And they block downfield. One of the linemen got it blocked down around the 5-yard line, just shoved one of the defensive backs straight to the ground.
It's back that direction. Cowan takes the snap. They'll pitch it coming to the near side. That's Stanzi. Stanzi, the C's part. Stanzi untouched into the end zone. 17-yard touch.
Again, as I said, it looks like to me they're going to have to open up the playbook a little bit and throw the football. They're not overly big, but they are very quick and they are very physical up front. They're going to have to loosen them up a little bit because right now they can't get everybody blocked for the running game.
And Linsly has faced running teams this year. Fort Fry. In fact, B.J. Depew kind of comparing Morgantown to Fort Fry, Ohio, even Dover, Ohio. So Morgantown similar to those 2 opponents, which, by the way, those were 3-point games. Just saying they were tight, John.
They were tight.
So the Mohegans down 7, 6:49 to go, first half.
He's going to drop kick.
In fact, he does. And Morgantown not ready. That's going to hit at the 40. It goes out of bounds. Linsly was looking to get that ball back, John. Over on the far side, trying to chase it down was Jalik Johnson.
So the good news here is because they didn't get it before it went out of bounds, the kick goes out of bounds. This is 25 yards from the spot, right? 20, I think it's 25 from the spot. And we said 5-yard, but how could it be? Because it's 5. So if you kick it out of bounds on the kickoff, they put it on the 40?
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas this year.
A new rule book?
Yes, sir. Just to get you up to speed. You'll have plenty of time before the 23 season.
No, I got Siri up here too.
Bowers is in the gun on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Nutter, running a counter to the right side, and he is gobbled up. Linsly all over it. Flags down. In on the stop, a whole host of tacklers, including Kovaleski, Riedel, Haynes in on the stop for the Cadets. And you've got a penalty here, I believe. Yep, they pick it up.
Pick it up. Pick them up.
No gain on the play. It's been tough treading for Nutter tonight. 7 carries, 20 yards. 2nd and 10 for the Mohegans. 14-7. Cadets have the lead. Linsly on top of Morgantown. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Keir and Washington are split left of the formation. Ullum motions left to right, and I think somebody hunched before the snap. I believe it was Washington. Got a little bit of an early jump. Indeed, it is Broderick Washington, so 5-yard penalty moves Morgantown back to its 42-yard line. Looking at 2nd and 15. A.J. Thomas checking in along with Bobby Powell. They'll replace Nutter in the lineup. Morgantown putting a little bit more speed out on the field. So Washington, Powell, and Kier will go split left. That's the wide side, and with the play clock running down, Sean Beiser needs to take timeout. Some confusion on the substitution there, John, and Morgantown, with that 25-second play clock after the penalty, took a little tardy getting things in.
Well, they were looking to go trips.
Yeah.
So something they don't do very often. They, as you said, put some new personnel in there. They're trying to spread them out. The only way they're going to be able to run the football is spread them out, because they've got, that's what we've been saying, they've got so many people in the box. So a little confusing for Morgantown. When's the last time you saw them run trips?
5 years ago, 6 years ago.
So maybe they
Doesn't
don't know
happen
what,
often.
Not surprising, they don't know where they're going or what they're doing either. But I think it's the right thing to do. They just have to spread them out. I watched Linsly cover it, and it kind of looked like how we covered trips last year. They had two and one 15 yards deep. I'm like, somebody's going to be open. So
Morgantown uses its first time out of the half. It has 2 remaining. Linsly all 3 timeouts. Halfway through the second quarter, Linsly's up 14-0. Or, excuse me, 14-7. I'm taking points off the board now. Bowers in the gun, trips left. Washington, Powell, and Kier. DeProspero is the tight end to the right side. And an H-back that way, Thomas on 2nd and 15 from the 42. Bowers takes the snap, under a little pressure, steps up, fires, and the pass is through the hands of his intended receiver, Jacob Kier, who had found a hole in the zone.
yeah, he had, and the ball looked like it should have been caught. It's a good thrown ball. It had some heat on it. It was coming. But he was open, and like I said, they're covering it with 3 people. There's going to be a spot in that zone, because you got the 2 corners at 7 yards and the safety at 15. There's going to be a spot open around 7 or 8 yards.
It's 3rd and 15 for the Mohegans at their own 42. Powell and Kier split wide left. Washington, H-back that direction. Thomas joins them all on the left side of the field. Bowers from the gun, steps up under pressure, floats it downfield. The pass is picked off by Alex Taylor at the 34-yard line. He was looking for Powell. The throw was behind him. And the beneficiary, Alex Taylor, comes up with his 3rd pick of the season.
Yeah, just playing center field. Safety kind of rolled over that way when he saw it. Ball hung up in the air long enough, and he just came over and stepped in front of him, and it's probably as good as a punt, but able to pick it off.
5:49 first half. Linsly 14, Morgantown 7. Cadets with the football at their own 34. Cowan with the pistol tailback Taylor. They'll turn and give it to Taylor. Taylor goes up the gut, bounces it to the left side, and he is swallowed there. And Bayo on the tackle, along with Caleb Nutter. He'll gain a couple out to the 36-yard line. No Matt Linsly in the lineup tonight. He broke his hand and was not released to play tonight, so he's in street clothes, the middle linebacker. 4 receivers, 2 either way for Cowan from the gun. Taylor, the pistol tailback, snap back, looking to throw. Cowan fires it down the near side of the field. The pass is picked off by the Mohegans. Jacob Kier battling with Luca DiLorenzo, ripped the ball from DiLorenzo's hands, and Morgantown gets a turnover.
Yeah, really great coverage that time, as he turned and looked in the air, saw the ball coming, and it was thrown a little bit on the inside. Kind of fought for it and took it away.
2 either way for Cowan from the gun. Taylor, the pistol tailback, snap back, looking to throw. Cowan fires it down the near side of the field. The pass is picked off by the Mohegans. The Mohegans with the football back. 5:06 to go in the first half. They'll go with the stick guy. The deep back is Washington. The give is to the second back through Marcus Ullum, and he'll get ahead for a couple to the 33.
Well, it is the play. They had the big success on the 10-yard line, and maybe that, and they're going to go at it again, and why not?
So you've got Nutter, Ullum, Washington in the stick guy. 1 receiver out wide right. The give is to Washington. He'll follow his blockers and will sidestep for a yard to the 35. And it's going to leave Morgantown with 3rd and 7 here.
Yeah, they've got so many guys in the box even with this that if they could get to the next level, they'd run for 20, 30, 40 yards because there's no safeties back there. They just all creep up.
4:12 remaining in the first half. Morgantown down 7, facing 3rd and 6 at its 35. Bowers takes the snap. Delay handoff to Washington. Washington finds a hole and running room to the near side. Washington across midfield inside the 40. He's to the 30, the 25, 15, 10. He'll be ridden out of bounds down at the 3-yard line. Morgantown will have it 1st and goal at the 3.
And that counter trap back the other way found a big hole. Everybody kind of flowed to the right. As he said, you get to that next level, there's a lot of green out in front of you because there's
delay handoff to Washington. Washington finds a hole and running room to the near side. Washington across midfield inside the 40. He's to the 30, the 25, 15, 10. He'll be ridden out. And it's 1st and goal. Mohegans. Stick eye, Nutter, Ullum, Powell dotting the eye. Bowers takes the snap, give it to Powell over the right tackle. Powell hit at the goal line, is still driving his feet, and he's going to be stopped shy. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, good progress on 1st down, though. Got him down inside the 1 because it's tough sledding down here, as tough and physical as they are. So I'm sure we'll see stick eye again and go at it again.
3.5 minutes in the 2nd quarter. Morgantown down 7. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now Morgantown will put Ullum H-back left. You've got Nutter and Powell in the backfield. The snap, the give to Caleb Nutter. Nutter hit at the goal line. Nutter's going to be stood up at the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. Riedel, again, in on the tackle. He's got 4.5 sacks this year, 14 tackles for loss. And he's been a pain so far for the Mohegans tonight.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little opening to the left, just off the left tackle, but he went behind the guard.
3rd and goal from the 1.
They really need to get this in. You don't want to go to 4th down.
2:48, clock rolling, 2nd quarter. Morgantown trailing 14-7. Here's the stick guy with Nutter, Ullum, and Powell. Snap back, give it to Washington. Washington goes off right tackle. He's hit. Washington's 2nd effort, still fighting. He's at the goal line waiting for the signal. There are the hands in the air. Touchdown, Mohegans. Broderick Washington, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, brings Morgantown to within 1.
Yeah, credit the effort there, Washington. 2nd, 3rd effort, really trying to get into the end zone. Is able to kind of push himself, spin off a little bit. Probably the toughest yard he's ever run, but Morgantown gets the 6 they needed, and within an extra point of tying this game up.
Aiden Steyer to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Landon Bradley. High snap, Bradley gets it down. Steyer punches it through the uprights, and we're tied at 14 with 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first half of action. Right tackle, he's hit. Washington's 2nd effort, still fighting. He's at the goal line waiting for the signal. There are the hands in the air. Touchdown, Mohegans.
He does such a great job of getting in the open field, and and watching the play, Linsly is so quick. They had a corner come from all the way over across the field that caught the runner. Washington down on the 2, but Morgantown did what they needed to do. They get the big play, they get the tying touchdown, and if they can keep Linsly off the board over the next 2:30, they'll get the ball, start the 2nd half, and tied at 14.
That drive highlighted by the big 62-yard run to set that scoring drive up by Broderick Washington. He's having himself a great day. 78 yards rushing here in the first half.
And rushing's been hard. The yards been hard to come by. He's got that big run there, but everything else has been hard.
Aiden Steyer will kick it right to left. Back deep for the Cadets is Jalik Johnson. Steyer drives it downfield. This is going to hook, and did it get out of bounds? Yep, it did. Thought maybe it hooked around the pylon. It did not, so Linsly will start at the 35 with 2:28 to go in the first half.
So you know the rule. You just said it like it was nothing.
Well, yeah, when it goes downfield, I know the rule.
So it's
when it doesn't get to the 35 is when I would have to consult the rule book.
It's a 5-yard penalty, or you can take the ball where it went out of bounds. It's a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
And, well, you know what? Linsly wants to take the 5-yard penalty and give their dangerous returners a chance.
Well, I think that's a break for Morgantown.
Johnson has a touchdown return or a kickoff return for a touchdown this year.
Well, he's not going to get the ball, is he?
Well, I wouldn't think, but Morgantown's allowed to kickoff returns for touchdowns this year.
I would try and do the same kick and just try and keep it in bounds a little bit. They've only got one. Johnson's the only one back. They've got everybody up a little bit.
Yep.
Just kick it over number 7's head with a little bit of right to left on it.
Again, sounds like you in the fairway.
I know, a little right to left. But this one I don't want out of bounds. I want it in the end zone.
So Steyer will kick again, this time from the 35. He puts a foot into it. It's hooking to the left, and Johnson's going to pick it up at the 5. Johnson brings it across the 10, 15, and he is stuck at the 20. Morgantown's coverage team there, Broderick Washington leading the attack. Also there for the Mohegans on the coverage team is Jalen Hill and Alex Fink. So with taking the penalty, they end up at the 20 instead of the 35.
Yeah, and if you're Morgantown, you'll take that. You want to give 18 yards back or 12, 13 yards back on a penalty, we'll take it.
Atlee Cowan is just 2 of 10 here in the first half with an interception. He's in the shotgun. Pistol back is Weiner. They'll fake the handoff to him. The ball is over the receiver's head. That was a lateral. It's a live ball. It's picked up by Broderick Washington at the 5. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Mohegans. On a lateral that nobody recognized was a live ball. Johnny on the spot. Broderick Washington. And Morgantown goes in front 20-14.
Yeah, break for Morgantown, and there's no instant replay, so we know this is 6. It's good. You can tell all the officials.
Take the handoff to him. The ball is over the receiver's head. That was a lateral. It's a live ball. It's picked up by Broderick Washington at the 5. He'll take it into the end zone. Steyer to attempt the extra point. Wow, what a turn. Snap comes back, and it's bobbled on the exchange. Bradley flips it, and he throws it to Weiner. And can't return it in high school. The play's dead. And the extra point botched, and the score remains Morgantown 20, Linsly 14, but heads-up play. Broderick Washington, what a first half he's having. He scored all the points for the Mohegans here in the first half.
And, the coverage on it, too. The hit happened right away, and I agree. It looked like a lateral. It did not look like a forward pass. The hit was made right away. No whistles by the officials, and Washington's right on it.
Take the handoff to him. The ball is over the receiver's head. That was a lateral. It's a live ball. It's picked up by Broderick Washington at the 5. He'll take it into the end zone.
Really hard and fast. The next one was low, and then this one was kind of high. But Morgantown, did you expect they were going to score again? No. Now if they can, once again, see if they can keep Linsly off the board.
That's 2 consecutive turnovers for the Cadets. Not that anybody at home is scoring, but I believe that is considered a fumble. On a backward pass?
It is a fumble. That is correct.
You know what? Morgantown doesn't care.
No, they don't. It's a scoop and score is what that is.
Second time this year that's happened. Bobby Powell had a scoop and score. 35-yard return against John Marshall.
And you notice they've gone to 2 back now.
Yeah, you've got Luca DiLorenzo standing at around the 10, and you've got Johnson. DiLorenzo to the near side, Johnson to the far side. So Steyer has it teed up this side of the 40-yard line, and he will kick it toward the right for Johnson, who fields it at the 14. Johnson dances out across the 20. He's got room to the far side, cuts back against the grain at the 40, but Morgantown is there to make certain he doesn't get any further. 2:09 first half, Morgantown 20, Linsly 14, and the Cadets will start this drive at their own 40-yard line. Near their 40. Now here comes a late penalty flag long after the play. Somebody got hit with an unsportsmanlike.
I'm not sure.
And it's going to be on Morgantown.
Yeah. That's a killer because, you don't want to give up any points here. You could go, you kind of had things go your way the last few minutes, and all of a sudden you could be down by 1 point at half when you had a chance to get a lead. I
saw the tail end of it, and as they say, the second guy gets caught. Marlin got caught. Hank Marlin got caught.
And yes.
He was provoked, and, well, the official saw Marlin, not the provocation.
No, this team provokes, I assure you.
So Linsly now starting at Morgantown's 43 with 2:09 to go in the first half. Cowan, they'll run a little RPO up the gut. He gives it to Taylor. Morgantown is there. Got a yard. Maybe 2. They'll spot him at the 40. Actually ended up with 3 yards on that carry. Second and 7 at the Morgantown 40-yard line. We're inside 2 to go in the first half. Mohegan's up a touchdown. Cowan is in the gun. Taylor the pistol back. 2 receivers in either direction. They'll fake the handoff, zip it over the middle. Has DiLorenzo at the 30. He turns it upfield at the 25, and DiLorenzo is down to the 21-yard line. It'll be a first down on a 20-yard pass play.
Yeah, quick slant, finally got it. Finally got it on target, able to hit him in stride.
Snap back. They will hand it to Taylor. He's able to get by the initial surge, but not the second. He runs into Seth Burke. And Taylor will be stopped at the 19 for a gain of 2 as we come down to a minute to play in the half.
And Linsly will go quick again.
Back on the ball. Cadets, 2 receivers either direction. DiLorenzo slot left. Cowan, under pressure, will flip it to the near side. Incomplete. He just had to get rid of the ball because Hank Marlin was coming on the blitz.
Yeah, good time for Morgantown to dial up a blitz. Really was just trying to set something up in the out in the flat. Marlin's able to get quick pressure and force the errant throw.
Call it 3rd and 8 at the Morgantown 20. Well within Graneros' field goal range. 49 seconds remain in the half. Morgantown up 6. Cowan with 4 receivers, everybody in tight. Shotgun snap back, under pressure, flushed out, rolling to the right side, completes the pass to the near side, has his man at the 15. That is Field. Field able to get down to the 13-yard line. That is close, but about a yard shy of the first down, and we're down to 34 seconds to play in the half. Linsly keeping the offense on the field.
And finally going to call a timeout.
They will take it with 28 seconds remaining. First time out of the half. So they move it down to, where did they spot that officially? The 13-yard line. So it's a 6-yard pickup. And again, you're well within Santiago Graneros' field goal range here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like to me they have any intention of kicking a field goal here. They've got a couple timeouts left, so if they get caught on 3rd, not in the end zone, 3rd and whatever, they can call timeout and try and.
It's 4th down.
Well,
there is no getting.
Down. Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, you got to get the first down here.
You're right. I was thinking, it's 2nd down. No, you're right. They're good. Well, they're not going to kick a field goal here. Not based on what I've watched them do. And
Santiago Graneros has 8 field goals on the year. His long's 47. He hit a field goal with less than a minute to play against Fort Fry. That ended up being the difference in that one, a 41-38 win. First time anybody's beat Fort Fry at their place since 2017. But the kicker stays on the sideline. It'll be the offense coming out on the field. Sands the quarterback. It'll be DiLorenzo in a wildcat formation. He's got Johnson on his left hip on 4th and 3. Morgantown crowding the line of scrimmage. Snap back to DiLorenzo. He'll fake the handoff. He's going to run it to the right side. He gets the edge, has the first down inside the 10. Flag flies in the backfield. It would be 1st and goal at the 4. But there is a penalty behind the play, and you saw it, John.
It is the block in the back. I don't know why the side judge didn't call it. The referee's trailing the play calls it, but it's clearly a block in the back, and it's going to go back 10 yards, and now they might kick a field goal. ...21 seconds remain in the half, and Linsly's going to be looking at 4th and
at least 13. 10-yard penalty will bring up another 4th down. So back up the football and see what B.J. Depew does here. And here comes Santiago Graneros. His long this year is 47. This will be from 40 on the left hash.
I've watched him. His steps are kind of unique. But
40-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Snap is good. The kick, plenty of distance on the way, is up and through the uprights with 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Santiago Graneros with a 40-yard field goal makes this a 20-17 ball game.
Yeah, that's a win for Morgantown, though.
Absolutely.
You only give up 3. They're within 3, but you only give up 3. You don't give up to 6 after the 15-yard penalty at the end of the kickoff return. So that's a win because you get the ball to start the second half, gives you an opportunity. If you can get if you can just stay, you can get another score, you end up being 2 scores ahead. So I would guess Morgantown will just kind of field the ball cleanly, hopefully, and just run one play and get into the locker room.
(20-17) here with the final seconds of the first half remaining. Morgantown with a couple of touchdown runs by Broderick Washington, then the scoop and score on the backwards pass. Morgantown did miss that extra point, though. Asked University about missed extra points. Kickoff is going to hit and it's going to roll out of bounds, and Morgantown will take it at the 35, I presume, with 12.1 seconds remaining in the half.
I presume you're correct.
I would imagine both teams going to be okay going to the locker room here.
Yeah, there's like kind of some indecision on the referees. They're not going to make him kick it again.
No. No, sir.
Set that thing on the 35, 1 snap, and let's go talk.
They will set it on the 35.
Well, maybe.
Morgantown is going to line up and going to kneel on it here.
I don't know. I'd maybe run a play if Linsly's not going to come play.
Linsly will drop DiLorenzo about 25 yards deep just in case. Maddox Bowers takes the snap, kneels on it, and we will head to the locker room. Broderick Washington with 3 touchdowns, 2 on offense, 1 on defense, and Morgantown leads Linsly at the half. Mohegans 20, Cadets 17. Coming up, we'll recap the first half. The halftime report brought to you by Mon Health System. By Mon Health System, feel the difference.
Tonight, the band decided to honor the senior members for their service and dedication to our great band. At this time, designated underclassmen may approach the front sideline to pick up the pins, and students pinning seniors may find their seniors. During their time in the band, they have represented the band, the school, and the state on national television at the Dunkin' Donuts 100th Thanksgiving Parade in Philadelphia, endured the struggles of virtual band camp, participated in in-person band camp, made lifelong friends, and experienced the successes of working hard with others on something that they feel passionately about. This spring, they will lead us on their final trip as members of the Red and Blue Marching Band through the streets of the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida. Without further delay, we'd like to recognize the following Morgantown High School Band Class of 2023 seniors. Bryce Bonaire, Steel Kid. Caleb Ordonia, Head Majorette. Robin Anderson, Co-Band President. Alex Pika, Co-Band President. Megan Barr, Corresponding Secretary. Caleb Stoll, Reporting Secretary. Sean McWilliams, Treasurer. Ashley Marquin, Historian. Ben Miner, Historian. Megan Sheets, Historian. Sam Carter. Sovereign Jim Reiner. Caitlin DeMasi. Eli Bastiani. Calvin Ellison. Caitlin Ellison. Dean Esquera. Anna Farley. Gabe Flanagan. Ian Gano. Jet Husey. Jenna Kite. Charles Kitchen. Phoenix McDougall. Emily Newbold. Brandon Petak. Jackson Radball. Michaela Renzi. Danielle Ricardo Manuel. Katie Spone. Colin Street. Caitlin Stanley. Alex Strange. Claudia Teddy. Natalia Turner. Milo Fair. Rennick Autry. And Layla Hirsch. Again, thank you for your dedication to our program. The traditions and memories you have made will last a lifetime.
Thank you.
Weiner has 1 carry for -2. DiLorenzo, the 1-yard touchdown run. Atlee Cowan has not been on target in the first half. He, in the first half, is just 4 of 13 for 47 yards and an interception. The biggest pass play of the first half was on that 35-yard fourth down conversion on the fake punt. DiLorenzo, 2 catches, 25 yards. Taylor has a catch for 16. Field has a catch for 6. For Linsly, 83 yards rushing total, 19 carries, 5 of 14, 82 yards passing, 165 yards in the first half. Broderick Washington, well, he may have secured Offensive Player of the Game. He might get Defensive Player of the Game tonight as well. He's got 2 touchdowns on 5 carries, 79 yards rushing in the first half. Caleb Nutter has been just tough sledding on the inside, but we've seen this last couple of games. He can get lathered up in the second half. 8 carries, 20 yards for Nutter. Bobby Powell, 1 carry for 2. Ullum has 3 carries for 4 yards. Thomas, 3 carries for a yard. Maddox Bowers is 2 of 8 for 57 yards with an interception tonight. Ferris with a 45-yard catch. That was a big play that set up a touchdown. And then DeProspero, a 12-yard catch as well. Morgantown, 156 yards rushing on 20 carries, 57 yards through the air, 163 yards total. You add it all up, and Morgantown leads Linsly 20-17 at the break. We'll check some scores from across the state of West Virginia in a moment. We're at the break in the Mon Health System halftime report. Morgantown leading Linsly 20-17. Number 1 Parkersburg South is in a battle at number 8 Princeton. That game is tied 7 apiece in the second quarter. Third-ranked Huntington leads Hurricane at the half 14-7. The winner of that game probably ends up at least number 2, could be number 1 by week's end. Martinsburg plays tomorrow, but it's heavily favored against Bishop Ironton, Virginia. That team just 1-8. Spring Valley all over winless St. Albans 43-0. Bridgeport beating up on Lincoln 49-14 at the half. Woodrow Wilson, number 14, leads 6th-ranked George Washington 7-6 at the break. Musselman, one of those teams Morgantown was keeping an eye on tonight, beating Parkersburg 35-13 at Stadium Field. Number 10 Jefferson has a 21-11 lead on Washington at the half. Wheeling Park all over John Marshall 42-10 in the second quarter. Cabell Midland shutting out Riverside 21-0. University has just taken a 21-7 lead on Spring Mills in the third quarter. And number 16 Hedgesville, needing a win to get in or stay in the top 16, leads Hampshire 42-0 at the half. Also, you got Buchanan Upshur up 14-0 on Elkins. Capital leads South Charleston 21-7. Boy, Morgantown would love Capital to lose that lead in the ball game. Greenbrier East over Lincoln County 13-0. Brook and Preston are scoreless in the that is a first quarter score reported from Kingwood. We'll step aside, take a break. We'll have the third quarter kickoff when we return to Pony Lewis Field, where Morgantown leads Linsly 20-17. Dave Wilson along with John Hallbritter, final week of the regular season. And we were bickering like an old married couple over playoff scenarios during the break.
We are an old married couple.
It's 12 years.
I'm your second longest relationship.
It is true. It is true.
And you were mine too, by the way. Nobody else lasted 12 years with me.
You kept.
You've been here for almost half my careir.
You kept running play-by-play guys off.
I know. They got better jobs too, by the way.
Well, let's see. Kyle, you ran Kyle off. Jekyll's now
Kyle
over
came
at
back.
He did.
But he went the other way.
Did you work with Travis Jones?
I have worked with Travis.
Okay. Travis went to Bridgeport.
Sauger Magani, he's somewhere in national radio doing something.
Jekyll's a high-priced attorney these days.
Yeah, Jekyll's a high-priced attorney. Finds time to come on Friday nights, but he won't come back up and work with me. He's staying a long way. Maybe if we play Brook, he might come back.
Yeah, he's got a history with the Bruin fans.
Yes, he does.
It was in the days when the press box was right down on the stands.
And the windows opened, and you could hear everything.
We are in the Palatius broadcast suite here at Pony Lewis Field. All right, getting ready for the second half. Morgantown's going to get the football to start, John, and it seems like a broken record. We've talked about this a couple of times in several critical games this year. This third quarter drive, the start of the third quarter, can really be a crucial point for both of these teams. Morgantown up 3, though, to start the third.
Yeah, but not as a point. It's important, but not as important as it has been because you held them to 3 points at the half. So, if they score, you still have the ability to score a touchdown and go back ahead. But if you're able to somehow get a score out of this and go up 2 scores, it leaves a lot of time on the clock, but it puts a lot of pressure on Linsly because now they have to score twice and gives you just a little bit of an advantage.
Morgantown will receive. Linsly will kick left to right toward the red and blue band. It'll be Bobby Powell and Jacob Keir back deep to return. Second half kickoff is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Cooling, the area's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts.
We missed something.
Ooh, there was a penalty?
There definitely was a penalty.
Well, yeah, because they're going to be kicking off from the 25-yard line. Did anybody catch that? We've got 38 people up here, and nobody saw it.
Nobody saw the penalty flag.
So Graneros has it teed up, and he will kick from the 25-yard line. Couple of stutter steps, and he drives it downfield, and it'll be Keir from the 12. Keir, running room up across the 20, 25, and he will only get out to the 31-yard line. So Graneros with that big leg, able to drive it down. Not bad, though. Morgantown will start at its own 31, up 3.
Yeah, that's one of those times you like seeing Washington be back there and get that one. Because he kicked it so far. He outkicked his coverage for a while, but they were able to close the gap. But we'll take 31. Let's see if we can put something together. And
20-17 to begin the third quarter. Morgantown with the lead. They'll flip-flop the line of scrimmage and send Powell and Keir, stacked receivers, wide right. Bowers from the gun with Nutter to his right. Takes the shotgun snap, hands to Nutter. He'll split the guard and tackle and get out to the 35, where he's wrestled to the ground by Linsly's John Paul Jones. 4-yard gain.
Give us an opportunity to see what kind of adjustments that Morgantown's made at halftime.
2nd and 6 yards to go for the Mohegans. Opening drive of the third quarter. Keir comes to the near side. Powell out wide right of Bowers from the gun. Washington is in the backfield now. And whistles will stop this play.
Oh.
Linsly offsides?
Yep.
That's going to make it 2nd and a yard.
That's going to make it a little easier.
Does that open things up for play action?
It opens up to get a first down and move the chains.
Okay. Overthinking things again, right?
Yep, you're overthinking things.
I think Beiser learned that lesson against Fairmont this year, overthinking things. So it'll be 2nd and a yard as the nose of the football rests on the 40 here on the near hash. They'll bring Keir and Powell. Well, Powell's going to line up H-back to the left. You've got Ullum to the right and Nutter, the setback. They'll turn and give it to Nutter. He'll get the first down as he powers forward for a couple. He runs into that defensive front of Linsly, which has been stingy tonight. Leading the attack, Raymond Kovaleski. Leading tackler for the Cadets, 114 tackles coming into the game tonight. But it's enough to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 Mohegans from the 42.
Yeah, he's very active at that middle linebacker slot.
Bowers from the gun. He's got Keir out wide right. It's Ullum running the buck sweep to the right side. Ullum trying to get the corner. He gets upended by DiLorenzo at the 46. Gain of 4. Thought Ullum was going to get the edge that time, John, but DiLorenzo came flying up there to make the tackle.
Yeah, once again, they try and come back inside a little bit, and there's always somebody coming. When you get that far down the field, you need to get out to the sideline.
They put it at the 45, so call it a gain of 3 for Ullum. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Mohegans. Powell and Keir will be stacked receivers. They go to the left side of the formation. That's the wide side of Bowers in the gun. Shotgun snap, comes back at the knee. He steps up, fires across the middle. The pass is deflected by the linebacker, Kovaleski. Bowers was looking for Keir on that skinny post.
Yeah, you talk about reading something beautifully. He's just looking in Bowers' eyes the whole way, and as Bowers just looked left, he floated to his right and jumped the route. He had 6 if it had gotten it.
Kovaleski has an interception on the season, deflected that pass. 3rd and 7 for the Mohegans from the 38. Powell and Keir wide left of Bowers in the gun. Takes the snap, rolls left, rolling, throws. Keir, sideline catch, got it at the Linsly 45-yard line. Gain of 10. Bowers took a hit after the throw, but Morgantown will move the sticks.
Yeah, great job by Keir, too, getting both feet down. Bowers had pressure as he came to his left. Hard throw against his body, but gets the completion and moves the sticks.
1st and 10 inside Linsly territory. Powell motions left to right. He'll run the buck sweep to the right side. Starts in, cuts out, tries to get to the edge, and is pulled down by his shoestrings by Nary Weiner. Good gain, though. 4 on the carry. Well, I guess they'll call it 3 yards. 2nd and 7.
Well, they're finding a little bit of room to run the football. It's tight spaces in there, but they're getting a little bit.
Football resting on the 42-yard line. Dead center in between the hashes on 2nd and 7. I formation with Nutter and Powell in the backfield. They give it to Powell, running ISO straight up the gut, and Bobby Powell is down to the 40. Picks up a couple. Morgantown going to be looking at 3rd and 5 as we get to 8:50 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, 2 down territory for Morgantown high here. Where you going to go? Going to go a little stick eye? You're going to stay with what's going on?
Well, they bring Powell out and send Broderick Washington in.
They're going to go.
They're going to spread it out just a tad here.
Yeah.
Washington and Keir are going to be split wide left of Bowers from the gun. Thomas is an H-back right. You've got Nutter in the backfield. On 3rd and 5 at Linsly's 40. Linsly showing pressure. They come with it. Bowers rolls out left, sets his shoulders, floats downfield, looking for Keir, and he had a step on the near sideline. The pass just a little too far out in front at the 10. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, just barely overthrown. Got a step on him. Safety couldn't get over in time. They took their shot. They had him. Just not able to connect.
So it'll be 4th and 5 at Linsly's 40. 8:14 3rd quarter. Mohegans leading the Cadets 20-17. Offense staying out there trying to convert on 4th down here. Morgantown 0 for 2 on 4th down tonight, and the Mohegans are going to take a timeout. Play clock was running down after everybody got so far downfield. Again, that's incomplete pass, that quick 25-second play clock.
Yep.
So 8:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Mohegans by 3.
Yeah, tough call here. You got to go for it, but
for Morgantown, 4th and 5's in between.
I know what I want them to run.
What do you? Well, go ahead. You've been asking for it for 10 weeks.
If they Coach Bosser said if he did it, he'd only tell him. Well, we've got them all in the huddle. I want him to run. I want him to run naked boot out of faking buck sweep, and let Bowers keep it going around the edge. He'll only get 10 or 12 yards because he's got my speed.
I was going to give him credit for like Tom Brady speed.
Yeah, okay. He's got Tom Brady speed. That's fine. I agree with that.
He's not going to set any 100-meter dash records.
But I assure you, there will be nobody around him when he does it. It's been that way tonight. Nobody thinks he's going to do that. Nobody.
I believe they put 3 seconds back on the game clock, maybe. Going to be 4th and 5. Morgantown at Linsly's 40. Mohegans need to get to the 35 to move the sticks. 0 for 2 on 4th down tonight. Powell and Keir are wide right. Bowers is in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He rolls to his right. He's looking downfield. He floats at the pass. Going to be picked off at the 20. And Powell will make the tackle at the 25-yard line. That is Taylor with his 2nd pick of the night. 4th of the season. Not the worst outcome, but certainly not what you were looking for.
Not the worst thing either. We had somebody out on the edge that he broke it off. Boy, if he'd have just kept going down the sidelines, he would have been wide open. But as you said, not the worst thing that could happen. moved it to the 25. You took time off the clock and moved them downfield. Now you put it in the hands of your defense.
7:59, third quarter. Linsly takes over at its 25. Cowan from the gun has 3 receivers to his right, slings it out to DiLorenzo in the flat, gets by the first tackler and will get upfield and get to the 28-yard line. They'll put him at the 29, gain of 4. Washington there on the stop for the Mohegans.
Yeah, had the play read. That's the thing. You got to make some good tackles. Had a chance to keep it for no gain, but they give up 4, and they've got doubles out here. We're not covered right.
2 receivers stacked into the boundary. There are 3 receivers with 2 of them stacked right, and DiLorenzo out there. They'll sling it out to the far side. They complete the pass. That is Colin Powell, I think. And he gets dropped across the 35, and a flag comes in near the tackle.
It feels like a hold since he picked up the flag and moved
it back. Yeah,
could have been face mask right up until he moved it back.
And these are very reminiscent, John, kind of the Wheeling Park style of those extended handoffs. Get it out to your athletes, let them get in space.
Yeah.
Holding is the call out on the edge. 10 yards from the spot will bring the football back to the 23-yard line. So 2nd and 12. Four wides, 2 either way. Taylor the pistol back behind Cowan in the gun. Cowan tossed the shotgun snap on the money, over the middle, fires incomplete, and it's intercepted. Jacob Keir with his 2nd pick of the day. He was looking for DiLorenzo on the slant. Keir comes up with the pick. Morgantown football with 7:04 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, what a great interception, great hands. The key first was Washington, great coverage. He really had the slant.
Cowan tossed the shotgun snap on the money, over the middle, fires incomplete, and it's intercepted. Jacob Keir with his 2nd pick.
On the other side of the field. Once again, this is one of those that you just got to take advantage of. Somehow find a way to get 6 out of this.
7:04, third quarter. Morgantown starts at the Linsly 41. Washington, the wingback, they give it to Nutter. They'll run him up the gut, and Nutter is pushing the pile down to the 37. Gain of 4. Feels like Nutter at some point, John, one of these he's going to break through.
Well, as we said, they got a bunch of people in the box, but this quarter has a better feel than the first half. They're moving the ball. They're getting positive yards. They're getting, before they're getting hit, they're 2-3 yards downfield. So they're getting some positive yards as opposed to being hit right away and just no room to run.
Jacob King is into the game as a wide receiver. I formation in the backfield. Washington going to get the carry. He's got to bounce it outside. Now he gets squared up, but he runs into Kowaleski. No gain on the play.
And that kid's everywhere.
114 tackles coming into the game, buddy.
He is a good middle linebacker. He flows to the ball really well, and he is just in the middle of everything.
Mohegans looking at 3rd and 6 at the Linsly 37, halfway through the third. Morgantown leading it 20-17. Morgantown flips the line. King goes split left. Powell is in tight to Prospero. An H-back that direction. They'll give it to Thomas. Running buck sweep to the near side. He gets a block from Nutter. Turns the corner, but only going to get a yard maybe down to the 36. Linsly does such a nice job stringing that play out. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
And they got the speed from the secondary to come up and close the gap and keep it for short gains.
Morgantown 0 for 3 on 4th down tonight, looking at 4th and 5 at Linsly's 36-yard line. Jacob Keir came up with the pick. Mohegans trying to convert. They need 5 yards. Powell goes in motion. The snap to give to Thomas, running the counter to the near side. Flags fly as Thomas is going to be stopped well short of the yard to gain. That came from the umpire. That's not good news for Morgantown.
Yeah, not if he didn't get the first down.
It's going to be a chop block on Linsly, so they're going to
Linsly?
decline. Or on Morgantown, I should say. It's going to work out for Linsly. They'll decline the penalty. And I think he got a yard. They got him down to the 34. He got 2. Certainly not enough for the first down. So Morgantown, for the 3rd time tonight, turns it over on downs.
And for the third time, starting inside Linsly's territory, he's unable to do anything with it.
And the Cadets defense comes up with another big stop. And we'll give Atlee Cowan another opportunity here. Ball at the Linsly 34. 4 receivers in the set. DiLorenzo motions left to right. They'll hand it to the pistol back Taylor, and Taylor will wiggle across the 35, get out to the 38. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. 5 minutes to go in the third. Linsly back on the football. Double doubles for Cowan with Taylor the pistol back. DiLorenzo is the slot receiver to the right of the formation. Cowan, snap back, will hand to Taylor. Taylor finds running room, splits the seam, gets across midfield, and gets down to the Morgantown 46-yard line. Gain of 16.
Well, that time just finally found some room up the middle of the field, and Linsly's going to go quick.
Back on the football, snap back. They'll give it to Taylor again. He'll run over right guard, and Taylor shoves his way down to the 42-yard line. And that's a gain of 5. And Morgantown defense going to take a timeout. Adam King wants to talk to his boys.
Yeah, it looks like
that's the first time out of the second half for the Mohegans.
Yeah, they look a little tired, so they want to kind of regroup them a little bit, trying to get them in the defense they want to get them in.
Linsly going to have 2nd and 5 from Morgantown's 42-yard line. Cadets got out to a 7-0 lead, but Broderick Washington did a little bit of everything in the first half. 2 touchdown runs, a scoop and score. Morgantown leads this one 20-17 here with 4:11 to play in the third quarter.
Another one of those drives where you'd like to see Morgantown somehow get a stop. Not been able to take advantage of the opportunities in this quarter of being inside Linsly's territory twice, but come away with nothing.
Morgantown has started 3 drives tonight inside Linsly territory and has turned it over on downs each one of those. 2nd and 5 for Linsly at Morgantown's 42. Cowan in the gun. They bring Stanzi into the backfield. 3 receivers are left of the formation. They'll pitch it to Stanzi, sweeping to the right side, and he is hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Hank Marlin makes the stop for the Mohegans. Marlin forced a fumble against Bridgeport to win that ball game in a crucial Week 2 matchup. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good job of coverage there, able to get the toss sweep.
3:45, third quarter, Morgantown by 3. Cowan has 4 receivers. DiLorenzo is the slot left. One back, the pistol. Cowan takes the snap over the middle, looking, and it's behind his intended receiver, Jalik Johnson. It brings up 4th and 5.
Yeah, Morgantown that time bringing a little pressure. Looks like the Linsly saw it coming, tried the quick slant, but the pass off target.
And I think Cadets head coach B.J. Depew is sitting in the punt unit.
Well, yeah, this is the well, we think this is the short.
DiLorenzo is back to punt. Linsly converted a fake punt back in the first quarter. Bobby Powell stands at the 11 awaiting the kick by DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo pinned Morgantown back at the 3. Now DiLorenzo walks up on the line of scrimmage and got penalty flags. Delay game. They were going to walk up the line and run a play. This is going to make it 4th and 10, and that may very well change the strategy.
Unless they wanted to take the delay game, but
I think you're overthinking things.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So DiLorenzo to punt. Powell awaiting the kick at around his 14. DiLorenzo puts a foot into it. High spiraling kick is going to hit at the 21. Take a Morgantown bounce. Really checks up. And will be down at the 26-yard line. 3:23, third quarter, Morgantown 20, Linsly 17.
Well, you take it, you got the stop, you get the pooch kick for 15 yards, and you're in business. You're not back against your own goal line, so this just has to feel like it. If you can just get one score, they got to play catch-up
Bowers goes under center. He's got Nutter behind him. Motions Powell left to right. They'll hand it to Nutter. He'll run it over left guard, and Nutter ahead for a yard, maybe two. Part of the strategy, John, I wonder how much is Coach Beiser wanting to get his defense. I know a lot of these guys have to go both ways, but wanting to get the defense a little bit of a breather, because you were right. They looked a little bit fatigued on that last series. Bowers goes under center. I'll give it to Powell, sweeping to the right side. Powell nearly breaks free, but he's pulled down by Weiner at the 34. Powell was a step away. It's going to be third down and couple of yards to go for the first down after the gain of 6.
He saw just a daylight of green, and he hit it, but just they were able to get their arms around him. Good tackle, but now it's important third down. As you said, need to move the sticks here.
Morgantown needs the 37-yard line for a first down. Ball's at the 34. Snap, give to Powell. He stutters, steps, moves forward, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain, no place to go. Landon Taylor makes the tackle, might have gotten a yard. It'll be fourth down and about a yard and a half. Morgantown has to punt it away here.
Yeah, it just looks like when they make that cut that they've got something, and then just somebody comes from the inside free and just closes the hole immediately.
Steyer will punt. First time Morgantown's punted tonight. Second time, I beg your pardon. DiLorenzo awaiting the return. Steyer takes a couple of steps to his right, kicks to the far side of the field. It checks up and will be down to around the 36-yard line. So Linsly and Morgantown exchange turnovers. They've exchanged punts, and we remain at 20-17 with 93 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play.
Yeah, if you feel for Morgantown, just like you don't want to keep putting all this pressure on your defense, because they've not thrown the ball. Cohen's not thrown the ball very well all night, but you just worry at some point in time he might be able to kind of make that one big play.
Just 5 of 16 with a couple of picks, but you're right. Cowan from the shotgun takes the snap, will hand it to his pistol back Taylor. Taylor ahead across the 40 to the 41, gains 5. Taylor's got 84 yards rushing. He was over 100 yards against Fort Fry in the win. Had 116. Coming up on a minute to go in the third quarter. Linsly has 2nd and 5. Taylor's the pistol back behind Cowan. DiLorenzo and Coleman are left of the formation. The snap. They'll run that little read option and give it to Taylor. He'll go over the left side and get out to the 47-yard line. Picks up 6. And that'll be a Linsly first down with 52 seconds remaining in the third. 14 carries, 90 yards now for Alex Taylor, the junior for the Cadets. 3 receivers come wide right of the formation. Now DiLorenzo motions to the left side. Cowan calls for the shotgun snap. They'll give it to Taylor. Starts in, cuts out, bounces off a defender, and is wrapped and dropped at the, well, that is a terrible spot. Surely not going to mark that at the 4. Wow. They marked that at the 46. They gave him 2 yards. My, oh my. So they'll make that 2nd and 4 after a favorable spot.
At some point they're gonna pull this out and throw it. They've been running it. Sometime he's gonna pull it out.
Play clock, game clock down to 2 and 1, and that'll end it for the third quarter. Well, nobody scores in the third, and Morgantown will go to the fourth quarter, leading Linsly 20-17. We're back to Pony Lewis for the final quarter of the regular season in a moment. Territory looking at 2nd and 4 from Morgantown's 46-yard line. Cowan takes the snap. They hand it to Taylor. Taylor dropped at the line of scrimmage. You got Broderick Washington in on the tackle. And you've got one of the Mohegans getting mixed up down there. And actually,
he's going to call
personal foul on Morgantown's own player. Morgantown was wrestling with itself, trying to get guys avoiding the personal foul.
He called it because his own player kind of pulled him off from him trying to get into anything. That's a bad call.
So it's 15 against the Mohegans. Second time tonight they've been hit with a personal foul penalty. And instead of it being 3rd down, it's 1st and 10. Move the football down to Morgantown's 32-yard line.
Yeah, he only blew that because the Morgantown player pulled his guy off of him so he wouldn't do anything.
Bad call.
Yeah, he didn't see anything.
4 receivers in the set. DiLorenzo's a slot right, along with Field. You've got Taylor, the pistol tailback. 1st and 10 from Morgantown's 32. The give is to Taylor. He dances around, finds daylight down the middle. Taylor sprinting down the hash mark at the 10, inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball came out loose in the end zone, but they'll say he was down at the 1. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cadets on a 31-yard run by Alex Taylor. 1st and 10 from Morgantown's 32. The give is to Taylor. He dances around, finds daylight down the middle. Taylor sprinting down the hash mark at the 10, inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball came out. One of the Cadets is down in the end zone, and that might be Taylor. He was the only Cadet in the end zone. He might be cramped up, though. It's going to be 1st and goal, Linsly at Morgantown's 1 with 11:15 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, you go back to the penalty. They probably don't run that play if they don't get the 1st down on the penalty. So I know we can complain about it all we want. It happened, it's over, but change the game a little bit.
A scoreless 3rd quarter. Linsly trying to retake the lead. Cadets led this ball game 14-7 in the 2nd quarter before Morgantown tied it and then took the lead on the scoop and score. Alex Taylor having himself a nice night. 17 carries, 127 yards after that 31-yard run. Yeah, it looks to be a cramp, and he will hobble to the sideline.
Alex Taylor shaking up on the play.
Well, Morgantown's offense has had opportunities, certainly had opportunities in that 3rd quarter. Throwing a pick, turning it over on downs, could not take advantage of an interception and field position inside Linsly territory. So it's 1st and goal for the Cadets at Morgantown's 1. Ball on the near hash mark. They'll bring in Weiner to replace Taylor in the backfield. They also have Stanzi, and they bring in Kovaleski as a lead blocker. It's DiLorenzo going under center. He tries to sneak in as he did earlier, and he's hit at the line, no gain.
Yeah, good job by Comanil coming off the edge.
Ball still at the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal. DiLorenzo goes under center, calls for the snap. They'll turn it handed, and it is Stanzi. He's hit in the backfield, and they'll spot him shy of the goal line. Hank Marlin made the initial contact. Second effort nearly got Stanzi in, and he's about as close as you can get without being in the goal, in the end zone. Yeah. Ball spotted inside the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Once again, just pressure coming off the edge. They're just selling out. And so far successful, but
Cowan is out. DiLorenzo is going under center in this goal line package. Kovaleski, the lead blocker. It's DiLorenzo hit at the line again, pushing the pile forward. No signal yet. Still no signal from either official, and now there's the late touchdown call. It's DiLorenzo into the end zone for the 2nd time. Another 1-yard sneak, and Linsly is back in front, 23-20.
yeah, just really late call trying to see if he's in the end zone. But, you know, a lot of things happen after the whistle blows that long. You have lots of time to kind of keep moving forward.
Graneros on to attempt the extra point. DiLorenzo is the holder. Snap back, and his extra point is good, and Linsly goes in front by 4, 24-20, with 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, Morgantown's, they've done a good job. The defense has kind of held them back. They just have, that time, finally give up the big play to set it up. They keep them out for 2 downs, but on 3rd down, they get in for the score to take the lead back. But if you're Morgantown, you're still in the ball game. You still have a chance to take the lead back yourself. So it's still all in front of you.
This is just about like every other game Morgantown's played this year, whether it's been Musselman or Parkersburg South or Bridgeport or the Mohawk Bowl last week, Fairmont Senior. It has been quite a gauntlet of ball games this year for the Mohegans. 7-play, 64-yard drive, including that big 31-yard run by Alex Taylor, and Linsly has a 24-20 lead. This kind of been like most of the games Linsly has played this year as well, for that matter.
Yeah, we should. And you probably said at the beginning it would be close because that's all they know how to play.
Powell is back deep to return along with Jacob Keir. Graneros will tee it up on the far hash at the 40. 4-point ball game. Linsly in front with 9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Graneros, stutter, and drives it downfield, and he got all of it. He kicks it into Deckers Creek, more or less, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20.
He needs to go to a kicking camp. He could figure out how to get those steps as opposed to all those stutter steps. Of course, what am I saying? He's still kicking in the end zone.
Morgantown down 24-20, has the football to start this drive at its own 20-yard line, needing to get the offense going. 3 drives here in the half. Interception, turnover on downs, and a punt. And it's been inside Linsly territory a couple of times. Nothing to show for it. Nutter in the backfield. He's to the right of Bowers, who's in the shotgun. Keir is split wide right. Ullum running the buck sweep. They'll fake it to him. Bowers all day to throw, under pressure, trying to avoid the sack. He won't do it. He'll be dropped by Landon Taylor back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 9. Good coverage downfield by the Cadets.
Yeah, at that point in time, you either have to get rid of it, overthrow somebody, or do something. Or roll out of the pocket quicker if everybody's covered.
2nd and long here for the Mohegans back at the 12-yard line. Bowers will go under center. Washington motions. They'll hand it to him. They'll run him up the gut. He'll get across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but Morgantown now looking at 3rd and long, and this is not Morgantown's comfort zone.
No, it's the sack just kills them, gets them out of what they want to do, and the worst thing you want to do is go 3 and out, but see if they can come up with a play.
Washington 7 carries, 85 yards. Morgantown looking at 3rd and 14 at its own 16-yard line. Twin receivers wide left of Bowers from the gun. Snap back. Bowers looking left, nowhere to go. He's under pressure, and he'll be dropped, sacked back at the 5-yard line. Landon Taylor again getting in the backfield. Bowers just nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, that time Linsly dropped double coverage everywhere across the field. Got out of their stacked interior, went into a passing situation, and nobody to throw it to, and comes away with a sack.
Morgantown will go 3 and out. Linsly's going to get great field position now, leading 24-20 with 8 minutes remaining. DiLorenzo is back deep to return. Steyer, it's a wobbling spiral, fielded by DiLorenzo on a knee inside the 40-yard line, and I thought I saw a flag. I must be mistaken. So it'll be at the 38. Linsly, great field position and a 4-point lead with 7 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, and it's one of those that Morgantown needs to get a stop or only give up 3. Linsly's
got the running game cranked up in this one today. Alex Taylor had 410 yards rushing on the season. He's got 127 today. He's out of the game. DiLorenzo is the pistol tailback. They'll hand it to him, running over right guard. Spin move at the 30. DiLorenzo gets the outside. He's inside the 20, 10, dives to the pylon. He's in. 37-yard touchdown run, and Linsly takes control with 7:44 to go.
Yeah, just a big burst of speed, able to get outside of the corner, and once he got outside of the corner, he's able to show off his speed and goes down the sideline, dives the last 3 yards in, and makes it a 2-score game.
He's out of the game. DiLorenzo is the pistol tailback. They'll hand it to him, running over right guard. Spin move at the 30. DiLorenzo gets the outside. He's inside the 20, 10, dives to the pylon. Well, you can only ask the defense so many times, John.
Yep. Can't give him a short field.
Graneros on to attempt the extra point to make it an 11-point game. Snap back, kick is good, and 7:44 to go. Morgantown now finds itself in a big hole, down 11, 31-20.
You know, it'd be different if we've been seeing games they've been able to move the football, running the ball, and whatever, a chance to get back into it. But this kind of puts Morgantown out of the comfort zone with not a lot of success running the football, but they have to answer now.
Well, at this point, running the football's I mean, you're down 11 with 7:44 to go. Linsly has been selling out to stop the run. I know Sean Beiser doesn't want to do it. And he's tried to throw it a couple of times here in the second half, but just hasn't been there.
Well, he comes out the last time and he ends up taking a sack, and he goes 3 and out, and you get a short field, and you give up a score. So
Bowers tonight is only 3 of 12. He's been picked, 3 of 12 with 2 interceptions. 67 yards through the air, but Morgantown going to be forced to go to the air here if it wants to get back in this one. Down 11 with 7:44 to go. Luca DiLorenzo, 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. Santiago Graneros will tee it up at the 40. He kicked it through the end zone on his last kickoff. You got Powell and you got Kier back deep to return. Graneros going to drive it through the end zone again. Morgantown will start once again at its own 20. Now down 31-20 with 7:44 to go.
Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. You know, the body language of Morgantown is that they're tired.
Well, we haven't brought it up, but the flu bug worked its way through the Mohegans this week. Yesterday, the first time they had all the starters in practice as a team. And if you've had the flu, try to play a football game 3 or 4 days later, it will wear on you. So Bowers goes under center. They'll motion Thomas. Thomas trying to run the buck sweep to the left side, and it's just not been there all night. He got a yard. Linsly has had great speed on the edge tonight.
Yeah, they just pursued down the line of scrimmage really well. They got a lot of speed on the line and in the linebacker area, and they're able to string things out.
Gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 21. Mohegans down 11. One of the linemen check it out. I believe that is Big Seth Burke. Morgantown down a tackle right at the moment, I think. They're just going to let the play clock run down, and I think they're going to have to take a timeout here. They are missing a lineman, aren't they? Now Coach Beiser calls the timeout. Well, I'm not sure what's going on.
This is
Beiser's not happy about something.
Well, this was, I guess, an injury, or I don't know. Yeah.
The official sent Burke to the sidelines, and Gage Pettis is going to replace him in the lineup. Burke looks to be fine. I don't know what the issue is. So it's 2nd and 9 from the 21-yard line. Mohegans backs against the wall here. Twins right of Bowers, who takes the snap. Play actions the pass. Bootleg out to the right side. Delivers over the middle. It's off the hands of DeProspero. Incomplete. And a flag back behind the play. And this is likely going to back up the Mohegans.
Yeah, ball thrown a little bit behind him. Tough catch to make. Well,
it's going to be a hold on Morgantown.
I think they might decline it.
That is from the 15. That's going to be half the distance. And Make it second and a Morgantown mile. And that is Pettis, who got called for the hold, who came into the game when Burke was forced out. So they do take the penalty. It is half the distance, and then the ball is now back at the 11-yard line. Morgantown going the wrong direction. Second and 19 for the Mohegans. Bowers from the gun, twin receivers to his right. And now what? Offsides on Linsly. All right, so move forward 5 yards.
Well, that helps a little. The wheels on the bus are loose.
Good call. King a split wide right. Got Powell the slot that direction. DeProspero tight end left. Thomas an H-back on that side. Shotgun snap goes back to Bowers. He rolls out to his right. He steps up, heaves a pass down the near side, looking for King, but it'll be well out of bounds and incomplete.
Pass intended for Jacob King. Incomplete. Third and 14.
Third and 14 now for the Mohegans at their 16-yard line. Bowers from the gun. Twin receivers stacked to the near side. Snap back. Bowers has time, steps up in the pocket, eludes the rush, still looking over the middle. Pass is completed to King. Out across the 25-yard line, but he is going to be shy of the first down by a couple of yards. Needed the 30. They'll spot him at the 28. It's fourth down, and you've got to go for it here. You got 12 of the 14 on the play.
You're giving yourself a chance.
Fourth and 2. Morgantown has been unable to convert a fourth down conversion tonight. Bowers goes under center. The ball's loose on the exchange. Bowers covers it. Doesn't matter. Linsly's going to get it back, and Linsly can drive the nail in the coffin here. Bobbled exchange, trying to give it to Bobby Powell on the buck sweep. He never got it. Linsly comes up with the stop, and the football deep inside Morgantown territory.
Yeah, just a tough one there. You said you had to go for it. And
6:29. Linsly with it at the 18, and a 31-20 lead. Atlee Cowan operates exclusively from the shotgun. 4 receivers spread out wide with Alex Taylor in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw the fade, looking to the near side. Pass in the air. It is picked off by Andrew Ferris. Third interception that Cowan has thrown tonight. And the Mohegans not dead just yet. I have no idea why you throw that ball right there.
because you're greedy and some other.
They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw the fade, looking to the near side. Pass in the air. It is picked off by Andrew Ferris. Third interception. You trying to throw a fade? Who am I? Who am I, John?
Well, that's. I'm trying to rub your face in a little bit as opposed to just getting the win, and you breathed a little bit of life back into Morgantown.
So Mohegans still down 11 with 6:23 to go. Morgantown is at its own 20 to start this drive again. Bowers empty backfield. Motions Thomas left to right. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Bowers delivers to that side, and Thomas got to make the catch. Has the ball jarred loose. It'll be incomplete. Yeah, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the side judge, I think, was calling it a catch and down, but the back judge came in and said no.
And she was still trying to spot that up at the 24.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd and 10. Clock stops at 6:18 to play. 31-20. Morgantown trailing Linsly. Morgantown defense has 3 picks tonight, but So far, they've not been able to convert those or take advantage. Bowers takes the snap. They'll run a delayed handoff to Washington up the middle. Washington squirts free. He's out across the 30 and will get up to the 34, 14 yards, and Morgantown moves the chains.
Yeah, back to the same draw action that gave him the big play. He almost broke it again.
Washington approaching 100 yards rushing tonight. He's got a pair of touchdowns, but Morgantown trails by 11. Inside 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Bowers in the gun. He's got Washington on his right hip. Thomas motions right to left. Snap back. They'll float it out to Bobby Powell. He ducks under a defender. Powell slips down at the 35. And they'll spot him at the 36-yard line. So gain of just 2.
Yeah, good job to make the first defender miss.
Ball at the 36-yard line. 2nd and 8. Bowers, shotgun snap back. He rolls the pocket to his left, throwing on the run. He's got Ferris on the catch on the far sideline, up at the 48-yard line. Gain of 12.
Once again, good grab by Ferris.
2nd and 8. Bowers, shotgun snap back. He rolls the pocket to his left, throwing on the run. He's got Ferris on the catch on the far sideline. Out near midfield now. Morgantown at its own 48-yard line. 5:11 to play. Mohegans trailing by 11. Powell and Ferris are split wide right. Snap back to Bowers. He rolls the pocket to the right, looking near side. Has Ferris on the sideline. He makes the catch. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. Down to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and Morgantown moving it down the field.
There's a bunch of tiptoeing going on along the sidelines, and Morgantown's getting their feet in and getting out of bounds and moving the chains again.
Ferris 3 catches, 80 yards tonight. Keir is now into the game. He's split wide left. Bowers takes the snap. They'll run the draw to Washington. Linsly sniffs it out this time. Defensive tackle Wyatt Haynes, actually defensive end there. Wyatt Haynes stops Washington for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9. We're inside 4.5 minutes, though, to go. Morgantown still down 2 scores. 3 receivers wide left of Bowers from the gun. Thomas motions right to left. Fake it to him. Bowers drops back. All day to throw. Still looking. Delivers. It's Powell, and it's incomplete. A little bit behind the attempted receiver, Powell. Dimitrowski on the coverage for Linsly. Morgantown looking at 3rd and 9. Clock stops at 4:10 left. And Linsly leading 31-20.
Yeah, he had somebody break open late down the middle of the field, but elected to go in underneath and incomplete. Bring up a 3rd and 9.
Keir is the wide out left. Slot receiver that direction is Bobby Powell. Shotgun snap bobbled. Bowers floats it downfield, looking for Keir. Had him at the 10. Keir had a step on DiLorenzo, but the pass floated too far out in front of him. And a 4th down here that Morgantown needs to keep its slimming hopes alive.
Yeah, once again, Keir had gotten behind. The same thing as kind of earlier, just slightly overthrown.
Mohegans have failed on each 4th down attempt tonight. Here they are again inside Linsly territory, looking at 4th down. They need the 31 to move the sticks and keep the game alive. Bowers, shotgun snap, pump fakes. He's under pressure. He gets away from it, looking near side, and the pass is incomplete. He threw it out of bounds, trying to hit Bobby Powell on the near sideline on the run. And Linsly gets another 4th down stop, and this one might seal the deal.
Yeah, just another tough one. They are 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions tonight.
Let's just go for over. They've had plenty of opportunities.
They've had opportunities.
You go back to those first 2 in the first half where you had it inside Linsly territory. Interception here in the second half. Turn it over on downs in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you're right. They have had
0 for 5 at least.
Multiple opportunities to make some things happen and not been able to convert.
31-20, 3:57 left, and Linsly Really just needs to run the clock out, though. Hand it to Taylor, and Taylor's going to get ahead to the 45. It's a gain of 5, but a flag flies late. This is going to be, I imagine, on Linsly.
I believe this will be holding from the referee from about 15 yards back.
So you really can't fault the defense tonight. They come up with 3 interceptions. Atlee Cowan comes into this game throwing for over 2,300 yards. He has 51 tonight, John, with 3 picks.
Yeah, and it's
defense has played outstanding tonight.
They really have. They've given up 2 scores on short fields.
But Linsly's defense has played as equally outstanding this evening
as well.
It is a holding penalty on Linsly. Cadets, though, more concerned about running out the clock, which is on the move. They'll hand it to DiLorenzo, sweeping to the right side. He gets a chip block on the edge. DiLorenzo going to push the ball out to the 36-yard line. Gain 6, but the clock moves for the Cadets, nearing 3.5 minutes to go.
But if you're Morgantown, you have an opportunity for a stop. Got them behind the sticks.
Best drive of the night for Linsly came back in the first quarter. That 6-play, 73-yard scoring drive. Otherwise, you're right. Short fields. A 2-play drive. And we're going to have another holding penalty. 2-play scoring drive. The 1-play, had the field goal at the end of the half. You did have that 7-play scoring drive in the third quarter. So you're right. 2 good offensive series for Linsly tonight. But Morgantown's offense, though, missing opportunities. Another holding penalty, but again, I don't think Linsly's too concerned about the holding penalty, to be all that honest. You can run another 40 seconds off the clock.
But it's interesting that we've had 2 holding penalties in the last 3 plays. They just
now saw it?
Yeah, they just started doing that.
All right, so if you're Morgantown, John, you start thinking about what's to come. And I haven't checked the scoreboard in a while. We'll do that momentarily. Cowan from the shotgun, going to take the snap, fakes the pitch, and he'll keep it himself. Slips out of a tackle and gets out to the 31-yard line. Finally brought down by Caleb Nutter after a gain of 5. And no, that was just the football. I thought I saw a late flag come. They'll put him at the 32-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and long, but we're down to 2:14 to play.
Well, maybe they're crazy enough to put the ball in the air and we get a pick 6.
Surely not.
Oh, yeah.
Cowan's in the gun. Pistol back is Taylor. DiLorenzo motions left to right. And they will hand to Taylor. He's got a big hole to the left side. Taylor gets out to the 40. Still nowhere close to a first down. He's stopped at the 42. And Morgantown will take the second timeout of the second half. Linsly going to punt it for the second time here in the second half. Updated Metro News scoreboard. Parkersburg South has taken the lead in the third quarter, 35-21 over Princeton. Great game in Hurricane. Huntington and Hurricane deadlocked at 14. George Washington now leading Woodrow Wilson 26-10. Musselman all over Parkersburg 69-27. Cabell Midland shutting out Riverside 28-0. University up on Spring Mills 35-7. Hedgesville has won its way into the playoffs 61-8 over Hampshire. So if that all holds, Jonathan, I don't know. Yeah, Martinsburg cannot get to. Well, I don't want to say that. Huntington and Hurricane.
Not with the one. I need to see the total. I need the total points of those.
South's going to finish 1. Huntington or Hurricane's going to be 2. Martinsburg's going to be 3. Powell back deep to return the punt. He'll get an opportunity from the 20. Up across the 25, scoots by a couple of guys, 35 and 40. Powell breaks at the 50. He's inside Linsly territory, down to the 40-yard line. 91 seconds remain. Morgantown at the 40. It's improbable. Down 2 scores. And that's why you kick away from Powell all night long.
Yeah, but you got to like the effort.
40-yard return, and he nearly broke it all the way. He'll be the slot receiver right of Bowers in the shotgun. Just 91 seconds, though, remain in the game. Bowers going to have to take off and run with it as he rolls right, and he runs the near sideline out of bounds down at the 36-yard line. He gains 4. Minute 25 to go. Morgantown will send Nutter back into the ball game, bring Ullum to the sidelines. You got Ferris and Washington out wide left of the formation. Thomas and H-back right. Bowers calls for the snap, but doesn't get it. 5 yards on Morgantown, and it'll be 2nd and 11 back at the 41-yard line. So I don't know what's happening at the bottom of the bracket, John.
Well, exactly kind
I
of
know what's
what we
happening
thought
at the
would
top of the bracket.
2nd 11 after the false start for Morgantown.
happen. The bottom of the bracket is 15 and 16 will stay the same.
Bowers takes the snap, rolling left, looking left, throws it out of bounds. And he gets hit way late, but no call.
Yeah, that was late.
3rd 11.
Tony Malky made the hit on the quarterback, so it's going to be 3rd and long here. Morgantown with its last gasps here with 1:21 to go. So Hedgesville going to stay there at 16. Woodrow's going to drop to 15 with the loss. University's going to move up with the win. Morgantown's going to fall back.
Well, the thing you're not looking at after this play.
Bowers rolling right under pressure. He's going to be sacked for a 3rd time tonight, and then for a 3rd time, it's Landon Taylor back at the 46-yard line. 4th down coming. We're down to a minute to play. Linsly leading 31-20 as Morgantown has been held scoreless here in the second half. What am I not considering, Mr. Hallbritter?
So George Washington and Bridgeport. George Washington's winning, right?
Yes.
Now they have 8 less points. So this gets tight. That's 6.
But Morgantown's going to drop. Bowers takes the shotgun snap under pressure. Pump fakes. He's sacked again. Jamie Riedel back at the 45. Bowers just nowhere to go with the football. Back to Linsly it goes. Half a minute remaining in the ball game.
So I think Morgantown falls to 14.
I agree.
So
we're on to Martinsburg.
No.
How does Martinsburg not finish 3rd? Tell me how anybody jumps Martinsburg.
Well,
Who's going to jump them? Bridgeport beat a double-A tonight.
It beat a double A with 7 wins. Martinsburg's playing a triple A with 1 win. They're getting more points, but it's maybe not enough.
It's not
I
enough.
was looking at Spring Valley because Martinsburg has.
Cowan in victory formation takes the knee, and Linsly does not have to run another play. The Cadets going to win the OVAC Class AAA title, finish the season 9-1. Morgantown will slip to 6-4 to finish out the regular season, and will await the results of tonight's contest to see where it will end up next Friday night. Final score, Linsly 31, Morgantown 20. We're back to recap it in a moment on WHAR.